What's going on? I hope everybody is having a blessed day, a very blessed day. All right, we're going to get into it. I have a stock that I really want to um, help you to understand more of. And so I'm going to kind of introduce to you a very beautiful company. I love it personally, and I'm a customer of their company. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today because I like to present to you guys options of businesses that don't cost a lot at all. And I want to start by saying this before you feel like you don't have enough money to invest in businesses. You do. Okay. You have enough money. You really do. Okay. You do. You have enough money. You make enough money. I'm going to help you out with this. Okay. I know even now, people who make six figures a year or even more, and still they might be one flat tire away from a financial crisis. I don't want that to be you. It's we're trying to finish off the end of the year very strong, and so I want to help you out and give you the tools that are necessary to build wealth. Why did I say 50,000? Why do I want you to hit 50,000 first? Because the average person, even in their retirement, only has $100,000. Now, I'm gonna just tell you now, you're not going very far with that, especially in the future. But that's the average retirement account, $100,000. Like, you can get halfway there very easy. Okay, that's the first stop. Second stop, 100,000. Next stop, we're moving to 250, 500, a million plus. Okay, it's easy to do with the strategies that I give, honestly. And so I don't want you to, I introduce it in ways that don't allow you to, hey, glorious, that don't allow you to feel overwhelmed. That is the whole point. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure. Hey, Arthur, you're new to the channel. Well, you're going to love this. And if you've missed a bunch of other videos, go and watch them. They're amazing. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying that because they're from me. They're just real nuggets of wisdom that can help you to build wealth. All right. So we're going to get into it. I have a lot to talk about. I want to make sure you guys can hear me nice and clear before I get started. What cryptos am I buying? Quite a few, actually. As a matter of fact, because we're in a dip right now, I've been loading up on some Ethereum right now and XRP. So I actually cashed out a little bit ago, and I was waiting because I knew it was I was looking at the charts and I knew that there was some downfall headed our way. So I was really happy. And if we fall a little more, hey, give it to me. Give it to me on sale. All right. I like XDC too. Okay. Thank you so much. AG says, love your content. All right, let me get started because I really want to help you guys. I want to introduce to you guys a stock. And if you're not in it, I hope you do get in it. Like I said, what I really want to help you guys to understand is the real problem behind people not being able to build wealth. And the real problem is just that every dollar that most people get, they spend. And if you spend every dollar, you're not going to ever get wealthy. You don't need to make more. You need to spend less, because the behavior of spending means that if you get more, you're going to spend more. So we're trying to hone in on the behavior pattern. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to get, some extra money and stuff. Like, go ahead. But I also want you to know that external things are not the situation. That's not the problem. It's always you. So we got to change you. This is not about, I get more money, and if I get more of something else, then all of a sudden I'm going to act differently. No, you're going to act the same way with the more. You're going to spend more, So it's about evolving and growing in our behavior patterns. Okay. And I really want to always reroute that, because people are always expecting for something else to change them. And that's not the truth. Now, think about this. I'll be looking through the comments also. Think about this. What city you from? Oh, Toronto. Well, I'll be in Canada in a few weeks or so. I'll be in Canada actually, but not Toronto. All right. But I would love to come back to Toronto. I've been there a few times. So Think about this, guys. The average car payment, I'm just giving a regular example. The average car payment right now is like, unbelievably, it's around $750. And of course, the cost of living has gone up. So yeah, that amount has gone up. When you add insurance, especially people like nice cars now, right? If you add insurance to that, you're pushing at $1,000 almost, 900, $1,000 for some people. Even on the low side with insurance, people are still hitting around $800. Now, if we're looking at it as, let's say, 750 plus insurance, $1,000. Okay, that's 12 grand a year. For something that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. Hey, somebody said this is so good, it's gonna get better. Trust me. So this is what a lot of people are thinking. They like cars and they think the car is freedom. But the truth is that car is debt slavery. Okay. I don't mean to get y'all mad about y'all cars and stuff. And ain't nothing wrong with a nice car. But my question is, how many businesses do you own? Have you paid off your debt? Do you own stock? Do you have other assets? Do you have real estate? Do you have a cash life policy plan? I mean, I'm just saying, what else do you have to go along with the fact that you're driving a nice car? Because it's debt slavery and it's costing you your wealth. Now, imagine if you took the same money and you put it in assets. Imagine if you stopped financing yesterday and start building for tomorrow, because you can't get ahead when you're still financing yesterday's news, yesterday's debt, right? That's how you take something as simple as a $25 stock, because the stock I'm going to talk about today is only $25, right? A good company. And I'll share with you. And I bought this company at it's double, it's more than doubled since I bought it. But you can take a small share of something and you can turn it into a path towards 50,000. Now that we're not stopping there. Now that's just the first stop for people who don't have any like assets aside from retirement, because retirement is not enough, y'all. Like, don't let retirement get y'all tripped up. Y'all not even supposed to touch that money until you get older. You mean to tell me I gotta wait till I get old and shaking and my knees hurt and my back hurt, and you know what I mean? I could barely do anything. And of course, nowadays they got the system got it set up where you're gonna be working forever, okay? Because they trying to preserve the Social Security. Things is running dry. We in debt, okay? This country is, right? But I'm not talking hype. I'm saying that you can buy shares of something for only $25. And I'm not saying like, oh, you can buy one share and magically wake up with 50,000. That's not what I'm saying. Come on, y'all. That's fantasy. What I'm saying is, if you change the way you think, if you change the way you move, and you stop wasting and start owning, the math will add up. It will. I know this for sure. How do I know? You know how many people can tell you how much money they made by owning shares of businesses? I mean, I've had portfolios where I only put $2,000 in and got $30,000 in a couple of months. I had a portfolio that and true story, I put probably a total of about $10,000 in about the span of 9 months. I never touched it again. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I never touched it again. I just let it sit for a few years, and it went from 10,000 to 40 to 50 to 60,000 to 100,000 to 150,000. And it just kept going, right? And I never, ever even touched that account ever again. Okay. So I'm telling you, I'm not trying to tell, yes, me and my husband have made a nice amount of money, and we've seen a nice amount of money. We've made 7 figures in, 1 month, 2 months, we've seen it, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the small little things that I tested, that I really have done, that is any everyday person could do. These are strategies any everyday person could do. I'm not telling you my wins that came from large amounts of income. Most of my large amount of income have went to real estate. Okay. But when it came to like stocks and cryptocurrency, I have not spent in one big lump sum a ton of money. Okay. Right. My wife and I are in our early 30s, no debt, 6-figure portfolio. We drive our cars until the wheels fall off. If we do buy a car, it is used, 8 to 10 years old, premium brand. Y'all better listen to AG, because that is what it is all about. Your portfolio must be bigger in value than your driveway. Amen. Amen. but the majority of people are not doing that. So I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you the company that I think you should really be on the lookout for right now. It is around, I'm going to look it up as I'm talking to you guys, but I think it's only around $25 right now. But I want to help you to understand a little psychology that keeps most people broke. I want to give you the math that shows how small moves can compound to, into 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, and why 99% of people, they're still going to miss this, even though the opportunity is sitting right in front of them. Now, stay with me, okay? Because you're going to understand what this means. Now, let me just say this. Hey, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button for me, please. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be coming back, giving content. I'll be answering your questions. Somebody asked me about ETFs. I remember the last time I was on, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but there's a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about. All right. I also want to say I'm not your financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Okay. Don't listen to me tell you how to make tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't listen to me. Investing is risky. You can lose everything, every dime you have. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. Hopefully your financial degreed guru advisor can get you to make money. But first ask him if he knows how to take $2,000 and turn it into $50,000 in 2 months. Just ask him, see what he says. All right. This is for educational purposes only. And yes, it's at $25. Okay. Now, why do people never get ahead? Let me start there. I'm looking, Sakina said, my love for you is deep. Thank you so much. And I hope this content is blessing you. I'm interested so I can invest. Yes. What is the investment account? I'm going to talk about it. All right, here we go. Now, first, let me just explain to you why people never get ahead. Okay. It's never, ever, ever, ever about how much you make. If you can get that, it will shatter every myth that you have, and it will break you free. It is about what you do. So let me show you what I mean. If you finance a car, that's yesterday's decision, eating up today's paycheck. You swipe a credit card for a vacation, yesterday's fun, keeping you broke today. You charge up, you chase every upgrade, or you charge your account to upgrade everything, your phone, your clothes, the dinner, the entertainment, the concerts. That's yesterday's image, stealing your tomorrow. Okay. Every time you finance yesterday, you mortgage today. Okay. Or yesterday, you mortgage tomorrow, today and tomorrow. Right. And this is why so many people cannot get ahead. They spend decades financing things that don't grow. They don't multiply. They don't build wealth, guys. XRP has around 20 ETFs waiting for approval any day. Yes, I'm waiting too. And if we get those approvals, man, we're going to have a happy day. Oh, happy day. All right. So meanwhile, this is why people can't get ahead, and the system loves it. Look at my video that I did last time. The system loves it. The banks love it. Credit card companies love it. Corporations love it. They get rich every time you swipe, every time you borrow, every time you chase the lifestyle because you're trying to look good for the Joneses, right? And the Joneses ain't even got no money. Okay, newsflash. they done played it off too. Got you tripped up. All right. And the cycle just keeps going. You earn, you spend, you repeat, earn, spend, repeat, right? The reality is, if you're still paying for yesterday, you're not going to get ahead today. And I want to warn you that when you flip this reality, it does come with a cost, y'all. It's not just financial, it's relational. Because the moment you stop saying yes to every trip, every brunch, every random night out, people are going to say you have changed. And guess what? You tell them, well, you know what? I change. Okay. I have. Why is that a bad thing? See, people will say stuff to you to make you feel bad, like you didn't check. Like that's a thing. Well, when did change become a bad thing? I should change. I should grow. I should evolve. People will have you looking like boo boo the foo foo. Okay. So the reason why they feel like this is because you're no longer a lot of times just financing their fun. You're financing your freedom. You're not involved with all of the stuff that they're doing. Okay. And not everyone can come with you on a journey like this. Some people will call you boring. Okay. Because you want to you want to evolve and they want to keep living in debauchery and stay hedonistic. Okay. Others are going to call you obsessed. But let me tell you something. Years from now, they're going to be stuck and you're going to be free. Okay. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? Not just the price of discipline, but the price of letting go of opinions, because that's what's really getting people, right? This whole culture, this looking on Instagram at what everybody doing and want to live like them and want to do what they do and all of this. And most people are broke. Don't let people fool you. Okay. Now, let's break this down, because I want you to understand what you're doing when you buy stocks. And I'm going to tell you about this company, right? Most people don't even understand what stocks are. They really don't. They just like, oh, I got stocks. Okay. They don't understand what they're actually buying when they invest. They think it's just numbers on the screen. Okay. Some little ticker symbol going up and down. And I grew up with my dad, and he was always looking at the screen with the stock market. And I was like, what is he watching? Like, it just looked like a bunch of numbers. It was so complicated to me. Right. But let me set it straight so you can understand, so you can feel better about this. When you buy a stock, you are buying ownership. You are literally becoming part owner of a business. Selah. Think about that for a moment. Selah. Somebody said Visa stock up, or AG said Visa stock is up 72% over the last 5 years. Yes, it's wild here. Yes, be owners first. He is preaching. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stocks are ownership in a company. Every single day, you're already making other people rich. Okay. You buying Apple products, you buying, you funding the Apple shareholders. Thank you so much. Amen. Because I own a lot of Apple. Thank you for funding, but I want you to own. Okay. You binging on Netflix. Guess what? You paying the people who own Netflix stock. Thank you again. I have Netflix. So keep watching the movies, but I also want you to own. Okay. Right. You cannot keep making everybody else wealthy. Right. You got to get on the other side of this. That's why I love to talk about companies I'm going to talk about. And today, the company I want to talk about is SoFi. SoFi. I love SoFi. Okay. I love it for a lot of reasons. I'm a customer of SoFi. And man, the stuff that they're doing, as a matter of fact, I put a nice amount of money in SoFi because they have a high yielding savings account that I like. And I like to keep my emergency fund there. But they have and there's other higher yielding banks that offer a higher yield. But the reason why I chose SoFi is because I really want to build a relationship with them. I do real estate, and I like building good relationships with banks. And this is an online bank that got it going on. Like, the stuff they're doing is magnificent. Okay. They're not just a bank. First of all, they are an online bank. They're a whole financial ecosystem. Right. So when you're investing in stocks, that's why I like to learn about the business, the CEO. What is he doing? He's got a lot of common sense, man. A lot of people don't got common sense these days, right? So they got the whole ecosystem, the loans, the credit cards, the investing, mortgages, tools to help you track your money. You can now, I think if they don't have it yet, you can invest in crypto. They have, like, man, I wish I could just pull them up and just share with you a few things. I'll do it while I'm, talking to you guys. But SoFi is amazing. I see their emails come through, all of their new and creative ideas that they're getting into. It is amazing because they're solving problems for everyday people. They got a very, very clean interface, which I love. See, it's one thing this is why if it's easy to own companies that you're a customer of, right? You're on you can see how it's ran, their products and stuff. That's the easiest thing you can do, because if you already got the products, you may as well check the company out and see how they're doing, how they're growing and everything like that. But yeah, they have life insurance. They got student loan refis. They got so much business financing. They got all kind of stuff going on. And you can like organize your stuff, and you can have like your account for your medical expenses here and your emergency fund here. It's amazing. Okay. I say that to say I understand the business. I'm following their business. And this does not mean that they stock ain't gonna drop. This don't mean that they're not gonna have any pullbacks. As a matter of fact, I hope they do, because I'm gonna buy more. Right. I've already more than doubled because I was buying them under $10. right? SoFi will be, somebody says SoFi will be $200 stock in 5 to 7. That's not hard to believe, y'all. That's not hard to believe to me. Okay. I mean, they're going to double easily, right? At some point, they will. Y'all going to look up and this stock going to be $30, $40 before you know it. All right. And again, thank you so much. Travel said, I came across your channel about a month ago and I'm glad I did. I've been highly investing in crypto and stocks for years now. I also like that you correlate scripture with it. Yes, absolutely. Because I live by biblical principles. And these are all biblical principles, by the way, guys. Assets are all throughout the Bible. Okay. And so I'm a customer of SoFi, right? And so, but I'm not just a consumer. You know, consumers make payments and owners make profit. I make profit and because I'm parking my money there, I'm getting a high yielding. I'm making money off of them, and they're making money off of me. Okay, let's shake hands. It's a deal. Okay, let's both make some money, right? But again, consumers make payments. Owners make profits. So when you buy into a company, you're buying into its future. You're saying, I don't want to just spend money with you. I want to build wealth with you. Right. So I want to build wealth with SoFi. Again, this is for educational purposes only. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. I just want to make sure that that's very clear. But the mindset shift that most people are missing is that they'll happily pay $1,000 a month to banks and credit cards, but they won't take $100 to buy ownership. Come on, y'all. And then they wonder why they never get ahead. Right now, let's get practical because I want you to understand that the math do make sense. And again, don't come back to me if SoFi drops to $15 or I don't, you never know what a stock. Apple dropped. I mean, it's just not popping, and I warn people because Apple made a lot of cash. I follow Apple. They got a lot of money, y'all. They just have to figure out what they're doing with the AI thing, right? But they got a lot of money, and they didn't pop for a while. But you kind of when you're a part of your customer and you're looking at, okay, you on a MacBook, you on your iPhone, you're watching Apple TV, just because some companies, the stock dropping doesn't necessarily equate with it being a bad business or anything. Okay. You just got to know, hey, if it hit one price and it dropped and it's a solid company, it's just going to hit that price and go higher. Now, there are some that you do have to watch like a hawk. Okay. You really got to watch because there are some companies that even some AI companies, they can make you a lot of money. But if you walk away for a minute, you will come back and you've been lost thousands of dollars. So, of course, I watch SoFi because if it does drop below a limit, maybe I might cash out because I'm already up, and then I might just rebuy back in when it drops lower, And then some people just have like, hey, this is my long-term stash. There's different ways to skin this cat, okay? But let's get practical because I don't want it to just, I need you to see the math of this, okay? Not just the motivation, but the math behind it. Most people, they're thinking that wealth is going to take decades, and that's because of the retirement system, how that's set up. And the retirement system makes you not want to be proactive in investing, okay? It just makes you feel like I'm good. I got my retirement. I got my pension. I'm telling y'all, like, I don't know if a pension is going to be around too much longer, right? These companies are running out of money. You cannot trust. You're basically saying that you trust the company that you work for to make sure that they do their money right. But that just doesn't happen. Okay. That doesn't happen. I'm sorry. There are cities that's not doing their money right. I live in a city that is in a lot of debt right now. And they made a horrible decision they've made some horrible decisions. Let's just say that. But most people is just thinking, okay, you got a job, you grind for 40 years, you hope your 401k, grows or whatever. Maybe you'll have enough to survive. Well, yeah, like people have no idea that they should own stock outside of retirement. That's the thing. And sometimes if you make a lot of money, that's another reason why people don't put their money away because they're depending that they're going to get another paycheck. You're going to get another paycheck. Let me ask you this question. If you got fired tomorrow, where would you be? If you got fired tomorrow with all your bills, with everything you got to do, if you got fired tomorrow, how would that hit you? You need to think about that, right? Because your actions, somewhere in your subconscious, your actions are being made thinking that you're going to get another paycheck. And Social Security is cooked. It is. That's why they're trying to raise taxes. taxes and stuff. They're trying to keep it, but they're raising taxes. There's going to be some inflation involved. And when there's inflation involved, that means you're going to have to pay more for stuff. Meanwhile, other people who got their money in assets, those are going to go up. So it's good for people who have ownership, but it's not good for people who are just going to be spending. Okay. And they got a life to live, of course. So they got to spend on some stuff like food and groceries and, they build. But if you don't have any assets growing with the inflation, you're going to be cooked. Right. So here's the myth. The myth is when we talk about time, how much time does it take? Oh, it take all. No, it's not about time. It's about choices. It's not about time. It's about choices. Let me break it down. So again, the average car payment right now is almost $1,000 with insurance, $12,000 a year gone. Now, if we redirected that $12,000, I'm just giving you an example, into assets instead of a car that loses value every mile, and let's say you start with a $25 stock. There's ETFs that cost $25. SCHD is maybe a little bit over 25, maybe 27 or something. But say you start with a $25 stock. This is not a magic lottery ticket, y'all. Just a solid company with real growth potential. You buy consistently. You add every month. This is just an example. This is just one example. There's a lot of different things you can invest in. Okay. I just like to keep this one simple because it's so cheap right now. And it was even cheaper when I was getting it under $10. I was loving it. But $12,000 invested over a year in 480 shares at $25 each. Now, here's where it gets crazy. You're not just holding those shares, you're holding potential growth. Your money is parked, but it's growing. There's appreciation happening. So if that stock doubles, right, then your 12 grand is now 24. If it Forex over the next few years, which by the way happens with disruptive companies all the time, that same 12,000 is almost at $50,000. It happens. You don't always, people didn't know Palantir was going to take off. People didn't getting it at $20. So imagine there were people talking about Palantir, $20. Oh, look at where it's at now. Right. And I love that it fell a little bit because I just bought some last week when it dropped. But of course, if you have a high, again, it'll drop. The market's going to correct. As a matter of fact, September is known to be the lowest or volatile month of the year. Now, we don't know if it's going to continue, but I'm just saying, get ready. If you have some red days, get ready to buy. Don't get scared. Just buy the stock that's on sale. Right. So, but that $50,000 is half the average American retirement account in just a couple of years. So the question is not, can I get ahead? The question is, am I willing to stop financing things that make me broke and start buying things that can make me wealthy? Right. And here is the aha moment. I want you to get this. You don't need decades. You don't need a raise. You don't even need a 6-figure salary. Now, if you get that, it's very great. If you get that, you don't need nothing extra. You got everything that you need right now. Just redirect, right? If you get that, nothing else has to happen. You don't have to get no more money. You don't have to have a raise. You don't have to have a side hustle. Now, guess what? I think you should have all of those. Don't get me wrong. I think you should find more ways to make money. But I'm making it easy. I'm saying, let's say you don't do none of that. And all you do is redirect your money back into something that you're already wasting it on, into ownership. Then you'll be more ahead than most people if you just did that, if you just redirect it. Now, imagine if you redirect and you're trying to make other money, you're adding value to society, you're tapping into your purpose and your God-given skill sets, you're adding skill on top of it, you're getting involved in personal development, you're a part of communities and coaching programs that accelerate you and they help you, and you get in environments where people have the same values and they're not wasting their time as consumers, wasting their money, wasting their energy around toxic people, partying, drinking, being undisciplined with your body. And I mean this in a addictive kind of manner. I mean this in an aggressive, all the way on the other side of the pendulum type of thing. Imagine if you get your whole life together and you start investing your money in businesses and you get your disciplines in order and you get your body in order and you start filtering all of that through. That's why I tell people, I told my son, get up and make your bed. First discipline when you get up, the very first discipline you can do when you get up is make your bed. He said something unlocked in him when he started making his bed. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's why I'm naming. That's why people they spiral out of control. If you don't have your wealth together, I guarantee you it's something else that's happening in your life that you don't have together. And I guarantee you can look around you, because you can't have this conversation with everybody, y'all. This conversation is only for the 1%. Go talk to your friends and see if they know what ETH is, XRP or XDC is. Go see if they know what Doge is. They'll be calling it Dodge. Okay, they don't know none of this stuff. They don't know some of them don't know what ETFs. They don't know none of this stuff. And just because they don't know it, they might say stuff. Well, what's that scam stuff y'all doing? That's some scammy stuff. This is scam. Because they don't understand. And I'm not saying people can't get scammed and that they're not scammers out there. Watch the comments, because there's a lot of scammers in my comments. And I always put that in my comments. I try to say, hey, watch the scammers. I'm not asking you for no money. I'm not asking you to call me or nothing. I'm not asking you to send me a copy of your Bitcoin or nothing. The cahoots in the comments where they like, oh, I made $50,000 in the last 7 days from Maria such and such. It's all a scam, y'all. Come on. We got to pay attention, because I don't want y'all coming back saying that I did anything wrong. Okay. Pay attention. They're scammers. Okay. And then they come back like me. They got my picture and everything. Talking about, give me your number, call this number. It's not it's not me. Okay. It's somebody else. All right. But you need to redirect your money and become an owner. And most people won't do it, because what they're going to say is, I'm going to start later. They're going to wait till they got more, and more ain't going to never come. And if more do come, they're going to spend more. And that's why they're going to stay broke. But I know my community right now. I know, because y'all show up, y'all in the comments talking about it. Y'all talking about AG on here, talking about our local bank called us and said that we like to refer you to wealth management and private banking. Why? Because our portfolio size great. Let me tell you something. When you start investing, the people they're going to be coming after you so fast. They'll be throwing money at you, because they already know you set up for success. You know how people I got to figure this out. I got to go and find a bank. You will never have to do that when you start investing and you become wealthy. They're going to be throwing cards and black cards and all kind of stuff your way so fast, you ain't going to know what to do. It's going to be overwhelming, as a matter of fact. Okay. But guess what? You can use their money for investments or whatever, the smart way, but you can also do your own bank, which is a cash life policy. I talked about that in another video. Go back and watch it. I got some very valuable stuff that I've been talking about, you guys, right? But it's time to redirect. Okay. So let me ask you this, because I want to make sure y'all understand and that y'all on the same page. I think y'all are. Drop in the chat. Would you rather finance a car that makes you look good for a few years, or an asset that make you build wealth and be free for life? Which one the car or the asset? Which one y'all like? Drop it in the chat. Which one you want? The car or the asset? Yeah, AG, go back and watch. I got some amazing stuff. And yeah, the scammers be everywhere. I'm looking at the comments. Yep, they be everywhere. Right? The car or the asset? The asset. Okay, y'all, okay, this is my people. Right? This is my people, because you go talk to your family and your friends about this, and that scam, that asset, nothing, I'm so waiting on Social Security, the government going to pay my bills. Okay. Like, y'all gonna have to help some of y'all family out. I keep telling you. Yes, absolutely. I'm into crypto. Yes, I am. I got some, but I like crypto that has a solution to the world. I love cryptos that have solution. Now, don't get me wrong. In a bull season, even any coin, a lot of stupid coins will go up, but be careful, because they're gonna crash as hard as they go back up. Asset. Yes. What do I use to film? Right now I'm using my my Sony camera, my Sony FX. Is this FX3? I think so. It's the high-end one, whichever one it is. I think it's FX3 or something like that. Right. Okay. So yeah, somebody said they want to talk to me about crypto. It's some links in the description that can get you. And you know what? Somebody had asked me some of the products that I used to give, and all of that is in the description. Like the energy, the clean energy drinks and stuff I use, because honestly, I like to have focus. I like to have brain power. The energy drink I use have adaptogens in it as well. There's some other amazing stuff in there. Check out the links in the description. Right. So this is my people, because we like assets, right? But let's keep it real. I want to say, let's keep it 100. Because I know what sometimes people are thinking. What if the stock go down? What if the company fails? What if I lose money? That's the fear that keep people broke more than anything else, right? Because here is the truth. Investing is risky, okay? But not investing is even riskier. Not investing is even riskier. You can manage your risk loss. You know what I mean? You can get educated in that. I've been looking to invest more. We did get into the mindset that we need to be clear of debt, but usually we have some discretionary money that we can redirect. Yeah, right. We do. Yeah, a lot of people have some money on the side that they can redirect as well, right? So, and the money isn't going anywhere. You're parking it to something that appreciates. It's y'all. If an emergency did happen, you can liquidate it. You know what I'm saying? If an emergency, but if you go spend it, you ain't got nothing, right? So, but yes, investing can be risky. You know, companies can go under, CEOs can mess up, markets can dip. That's the reality. That's going to happen. But here's what most people forget. When you don't invest, you're already guaranteed to lose. You're a guaranteed loser if you don't invest. You lost. Why did you lose? Hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. Why are you lost? You lose when you don't invest. Why? Because inflation never sleeps, y'all. That same $1,000 in your savings account is worth less every single year. Your groceries go up, your rent goes up, your gas goes up, and every thing that you buy is requiring more money, right? You're getting less of whatever it is for more money, and your dollar buys less and less and less and less. So when you say, I don't want to risk or lose money, what you're really saying is, I'm okay with losing buying power. You okay with losing buying power? That's what you're saying. That's not safety. That's slow death. That is slow financial death. Now, here's the other reality check. You don't need to throw all your money into one stock. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. You diversify. You spread it across assets. You choose companies that are solving real problems, okay? Because remember, the system is already designed to reward ownership. I talked about this in one of my videos. The tax code favors investors. Inflation lifts assets. Dividends pay you to hold. The people who win are not the ones who avoid risk. They're the ones who learn how to manage it. They're the ones who learn how to manage it. So if you're saying, okay, I want to get into this, it could be some risk, then now you got to educate yourself. Okay. So when somebody tell you just play it safe and just save, just wait, what they really saying is stay broke with me. We're going to hold hands and we're going to sing kumbaya and be broke. We are broke together. Kumbaya. That's what they saying. Stay broke with them. When they say, you shouldn't do, ask them where your portfolio at. What you, whoa. Okay. Because folks always want to tell you what to do with your money when you're trying to do the right thing. And they always, intervening like where your portfolio? What kind of investments you got? What kind of real estate and businesses have you built? Right? Don't listen to these idiots. I'm sorry. That's what it is. And I don't mean to be mean, but yes, they're idiots for telling you not to invest in assets and not to, do wise things with your money that the Bible tells you to do, right? To sow, right? So that you can reap. Because how you gonna reap if you're not sowing? What you think money just gonna fall from the clouds into your hands when you haven't done anything? You think you're gonna go to the bank account and withdraw money that you never put in? That sounds crazy to me. I don't want that for y'all, because this is a community and we building wealth, and that's what we're going to do. Right. All right. So what I really believe is, and I'll finish up. What I really believe is that if you've been broke even up until now, all of this is not your fault. I really don't think this is your fault. Nobody taught us this stuff in school. They taught us how to be employees, not how to build wealth. But once you know better, it is now your responsibility. You cannot keep blaming your job. You can't blame the government. You can't blame the system forever. You can't blame your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your sister, your cousin, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife. You can't blame nobody. Yes, the system is rigged to keep you spending and borrowing and stay stuck. It is. But the truth is, the moment you see it, you get to choose whether you still gonna play by their rules. Are you going to play by their rules? Most people are waiting. They're waiting on a raise, waiting on the things to settle down, waiting until they feel ready, until they feel safe. But wealth doesn't wait. Opportunities never wait. And freedom definitely will not wait. You don't need someone to hand you permission to be successful and walk in purpose. You have the green light. We all know that, right? Because you're here. Okay. I want to leave you with this. You don't, let me say this right. You don't have to be rich to start, but you'll never get rich if you don't start. So tell your friends that the next time they tell you to go out and spend your money on stupid stuff. Okay. Now, I always say this. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I got some other content that I'm coming out. I do look at the comments. I always tell y'all to put in there what y'all want me to talk about. And that's what I come here to do. And we're in this together. We're a community. I love that you guys are showing up. You're doing the work. This is a banger. I got a replay. Yes, replay, y'all. And share it with people who need to hear it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people just need to hear this, and they just need to, it's just like that, that eye-opening moment. Like, yeah, what have I been doing? What have I been doing? Okay. So, but knowing this doesn't change your life. Applying it does, right? So check out the links in the description. I do still have slots open for the 90-day health and wealth challenge. Right now, it's some people who feel stuck in a debt cycles that drain you. You might be stuck in a body that doesn't have the energy to build wealth, stuck in patterns that keep you working hard but never feeling ahead. Or even just stuck in your health. You know what I mean? Because I'm a health coach. If you don't know, I'm Dr. Camila Stevenson. I'm a health coach. Okay. And that's what I do full time. So I love that. But I also teach people about financial freedom and financial integrity. Financial hygiene. Okay. So we get our financial hygiene right? And what we want to do inside our challenge is we take back control of your money instead of watching it slid through your hands. Because even if you start in small educational purposes only, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. But we will go through a lot of that in our group. Look at SoFi. And again, I'm just telling you to be open to SoFi. Go look at what they're doing with their business. Look at their stock, look at their growth, their CEO. I mean, yeah. So check out the links in the description. Day trading or Roth IRAs. Hey, day trading is, you got to really learn. A lot of people lose a lot of money day trading. So if you do, I day trade, but I'm not saying everybody should. I'm not saying everybody should. A lot of people don't have to, you got to be watching the charts and stuff. Swing trading is a little bit easier, but just investing, there's a difference between trading and investing. I'm telling you all to be investors, period. You can be an investor that trade, but don't be a trader that invests. Okay. Be an investor. That's where we start. Okay. But the link is in the description. Please hit that like button before you leave. Please hit that like button. It only takes a moment. I see a lot of people who watch the videos. They never like the video, even though they like the video, but they never like it. And it doesn't cost you a dime. I want to keep, it helps me, it helps the algorithm. So please do. And check out all the links. I got some amazing stuff there for you and by request. So I'm giving my audience and my community what they're asking for. So make sure that you do that. And you know what? One more thing, drop in the comments. What's one financial decision you're done making that's keeping you broke? What is one financial decision that you are done making that's keeping you broke? All right, let's call it out and let's replace it with an action. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be back on. Bought SoFi last month. Yes, I'm buying more. Like I said, I've been buying it since it was under $10. How can I get help on both ends? I'm big and broke. Okay. Two B's together don't work well. Don't worry. It's one day at a time, one decision at a time. Yeah, you just need another you don't need another chance, you need another choice. Let's just say that. You don't need another chance, you need another choice. Hey, hey, hey. All right. All things pertaining. You popped up on my feed on Friday. I binge watched yesterday. Thanks for the work you put in. All right. Let's get some shout out to that. All things pertaining. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. You're so generous. That's a blessing. Thank you guys. Thank all of you all. But yeah, somebody said I just bought SoFi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love SoFi. Check it out. Again, it's when you look, if you look up in 2-3 years, I'm gonna come back here because I'm gonna be on here, y'all. I'm gonna be on. I'm rocking with y'all. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be like SoFi at blah 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 blah, and y'all gonna be like, man, and I'm gonna pin the video. I'm gonna pin this video. AG got a scripture, Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, yes, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it, yes. And that's how you give yourself enough time to steward over it and to evolve. You know what I mean? You're growing. See, the same person. And I'll say this before I leave. Like when you setting a goal, it's not about the goal. It's not about reaching the end goal. It's not about, oh, I made $1 million or oh, I made this. It's about who you become in the process. The same person who starts the goal is not the same person who finishes the goal, right? So it's about evolving. It's about becoming. Who are you now? You got to be somebody different who have, sown little by little and had those disciplines in place to resist the urge and the temptation of the culture to lure you into things that don't matter, and instead make a decision to, invest in your future. That makes you become a different person. And that's the reward, is that you become a new you, right? You become a new you. Y'all continue to become a new you. And I'll see you back on. I'll probably be back on in a few days. Again, hit that like button and subscribe because I'm going to continue to roll out content just for you. All right. You all have a blessed day.